Hey everyone, Jesse Young here, aka Chaos Giga. If you're coming back to the channel or coming to this new channel from my old channel, I welcome you guys and I appreciate you sticking with me. Anybody who's new, welcome. This is the first time I'm actually doing a vlog on my new book, which I've got on a Amazon account right now. Basically, I'm going to be saving up some money so I could start getting my own ISBN numbers and eventually just being able to sell this book wherever I want to. So even in retailers and stuff like that. I've been working on that lately. It's just I kind of came down with a cold. Like I don't know what kind of cold it was with the crap going around. It's kind of hard to tell what you got anymore. Basically, I wanted to do this video just to quickly cover what this book is basically about. The first chapter is a really good prologue, I think. I call it chapter one, but I probably should have called it prologue, but it is what it is. It's my first book, so there's going to be a lot of mistakes, obviously. And I am still looking for a lot of reviews, so if you guys are interested, let me know. Well, anyway, moving on to the book and basically what's about. I got the two main characters that I want to focus on are Brian Sykes, whose father is actually the original game designer of Death Game Online. It was actually originally supposed to be called Dungeon Game Online, but changed the name whenever this guy by the name of Giovanni, who is the main protagonist of the whole entire book, he buys out a gaming company and takes over the game itself, taking Brandon Sykes, who's Brian's dad's idea, his game, and his legacy, and making it his own for this big thing for the governments, because this takes place, you got to picture this, it takes place 1,000 years in the future, a little bit over 1,000 years in the future. The second book, which I've already basically finished and I will be doing some videos on, we'll explain some more in detail on the exact year that this is taking place. But anyway, this guy named Giovanni's taken over the company, basically makes Brandon's dad his scapegoat, his slave or whatever, to do this thing for the government to take care of world hunger, because the earth has been, well, we've got so many people now, and we've had so many wars and stuff that we've got a lot of famine. So there's a lot of people starving. Only the ones in the middle class and on up are actually able to eat and make ends meet. At this time, we obviously have space stations and a moon base. And I have some colonies on Mars, which are actually their own countries, which I will talk more about in the second book as well. But the main focus of this book is on Earth, planet Earth, and Death Game Online, and basically how it started, and a little bit of how it started. Go more in depth on how it started in the second book again. But basically, it starts out with this is 2 years after Brian's dad was killed, basically by he was murdered basically by Giovanni, or Giovanni had him killed because he was going to release information to the public on the game, because the governments and people in power, the wealthy ones, are basically controlling all the media. They're keeping the game under wraps and making sure that nobody knows. It's basically a mixture of, this is the best way I've heard it put, Sword Art Online and the Hunger Games. So basically, you got all this propaganda and stuff where they're covering up everything that's going on, and basically mostly the poorest people and the middle class people are the only ones being utilized in the game. And you're basically trying to fight your way to the end of the game, and there's 50 floors in this game, and nobody in the 20 years that the game's been up, or nearly 20 years that the game's been up, has actually made it to the 50th floor. There's one team that's come close, and basically what it is they make it seem as if it's just a game, and if you make it to the last floor, you win some extravagant prize. Well, the truth is, they make it to the 50th floor, they'll actually be able to just win their freedom, be able to live. So basically, they're fighting for survival. They're fighting to gain their lives back. Because the harsh truth is, they're put in this game. It's supposed to be by a random lottery, or you can actually buy yourself buy your way into the game, because there's a lot of people, that are extreme gamers, and they think it's just a game, and they don't realize until too late that it's not a game. It's not just a game, because if you die in the game, you die in the real world. Basically, they hook you up to a machine that gives you a lethal injection if you die in the game, so that way it's supposed to be humane. And basically, that's how they do the killing. And it's supposed to be humane, according to the governments and the doctors and officials that are all on board with this whole program. And once again, this is explained in the prologue. So basically, I'm just explaining the prologue to you guys right now. Well, to get to the main point, Brian decides that when he turns basically, well, he's getting ready to turn 18. He's decided it's been 2 years since his father's death, and he's the only one who knows anything about the game because his father was the lead game designer, and it's the only thing they ever talked about because his mother is dead. I won't spoil how his mother actually died, but that's going to be revealed in the second book as well. Basically, he's just out for revenge. That's all he's got on his mind, is to get into the game and reveal the truth about the game by beating the game himself. He's just a teenager. He's not really thinking this through all the way, obviously, because there's a lot more to it than just being able to do things like this on your own, especially even if you know the game. I mean, you got to think there's still some stuff that he doesn't know about the game, but he's not even thinking about it clearly, really. He's wanting to beat the game and have vengeance. So he gets himself into the game one of the illegal ways, which is basically a black market type of deal, and that's explained in the book. On the very first day before the game even starts, he meets this girl named Annie Klein, the second main character of the book. And immediately he falls in love with her instantly, just from the first sight of her, but he doesn't understand these feelings because all he's known is emptiness for the last 2 years that his father's been dead, and all he's ever wanted is to fill that void with the vengeance, And she says something that makes him think, he just can't get it off his mind, that maybe he should team up with other people and just not, you can't really depend on yourself you can't do everything yourself, is what basically she's trying to get across to him. And so with that in mind, after the first day that he's met her and she says these things to him that really hits home to him, he starts to realize he can't just depend on himself. He has to depend on others for help. And it's the only way he'll be able to actually beat the game and get the vengeance he's always wanted for his father. But he's starting to learn things like these feelings that he didn't normally have. So he's very stoic. He's a very stoic character. Looks like he's down in the dumps, even though he actually is a happy guy and a nice guy. He just looks really stoic, and like you could just tell by his facial expressions like he's dead inside, but he's not. He really does have these feelings, just doesn't know how to show them. And it's because of the last 2 years he's just had this void in himself that he just doesn't know how to fill. And he actually starts to feel more alive in the game than he did in the real world because of this girl that he's met and starts to befriend and fall in love with. And she also feels the same way. And eventually he learns some things about her family, her past, which makes him realize that the way she is in the game is actually the way she wishes she was in real life, because the way she is in real life is the way he is in the game to all of them, which he understands after learning more about her. So we're going to have some more main characters in the book as well that are helping these two main characters along. I won't spoil it too much, but I do plan on doing some vlogs on each one of these other characters that I have in the book. If you guys are interested in that, let me know below. But I basically wanted to put this up on my YouTube channel just to give you guys a rough idea of how the book's going to start and basically what it's based on. It's solely based on Brian and Annie as the two main characters in the book, and basically it's a mixture of a little bit of a love story and basically how this game came to be, and how whether or not they're going to be able to work together with these other hundreds of thousands of people from Earth to survive and earn their lives back, because it's never happened before. And basically, if they do survive, what would happen? You know, what's going to happen with the governments? What's going to happen with this Giovanni guy? It's I think it's pretty interesting. I don't know how everybody else is going to take it, but like I said, I haven't had that many reviews yet. I'm hoping to get a lot of reviews eventually, when the book starts to get out there more. So basically, I'm just doing this video right now just to kind of explain how the book starts, the main plot, if you will, of the book, which is basically this kid who lost his father, who's the original game designer for the game Death Game Online, which is what the book is titled. And he just wants to get in the game and prove what the game is really about. That it's actually, if you die in the game, you actually die in real life, and that the government and all these other wealthy investors are covering all this up. They own the media. They're keeping everything under wraps on the web and everything. Also, they can just basically keep the wealth, you know, and keep people starved. They don't even. It's not even about like helping with world hunger anymore at this point. At getting rid of the starvation wars and all that stuff. Which again, that's something else that I explain better, I think, in the second book. When I take us to the Mars point of view, with the first chapter on the second book. Yeah, so basically, I just want to do this video so I could have something to post on Amazon with my YouTube channel. And any questions you guys have, please feel free to ask here. You can even ask my Discord. I'll have the link posted below on this video. But yeah, that's basically the first video I'm going to do on this book right now in a nutshell. Like I said again, if there's any questions, please feel free to ask on the Discord. I do plan on revamping my Discord. It's still got some gaming and stuff like that on it, but I still want to keep those channels up because I do like to play games still. But I'm working on a second book for this. It is called Death Game Online Mars Edition. So that's going to be the second book for this series, and it's probably going to be, I want to say it's the final book for this series for now, so I'm going to have two books. It's a series for this right here, for Death Game Online, and then I'm going to start a new series, and I'm going to put more time and effort into that one, because I want to try to actually get that one published with a publisher if I can. And if that doesn't work out, then I'll self-publish that one as well, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the kind of explanation I have for the book, and I hope to hear from you. Until then, peace out.